One kit available for North. That's in the back of Config. He's got a smoke as well. Looking like a fast B approach here, but 3 players for North heading in that position. They could be challenging quite quickly with the CT aggression.
Aggression from Cajun B, of course that is. As he gets closer inside of apartments, backs off, gets out the window, and does so without really much damage fired either way, considering he put a full round of bullets toward them.
Yeah, well, he's done some. He's managed to take HS and Innocent down to about 70 HP, so that's quite considerable. Thwarted their attempts to walk into the B side. They could have been going for a contact play there, and they've used their smokes as well. So that could have been completely shut down at the very start of the round. What's Penta's play out this one? Haven't dropped any players as of yet, but whatever tactic they had in mind, North have shut it down. And that's a nice shot from Majors. Aggressive from the connector there. Finds Sunny, one of the key players for Penta as well. Brings it to a 5-on-4.
Crystal, meanwhile, still holding off ladder position. Is going to give a lot of map control to the Penta side. He swings into the site. They'll push in finally through B. As he said, it was thwarted early, but now they've got control with HS up close. But MSL, better shot, follows up, has to reload and get away. Realizes, hang on, there's a player by the window, but thankfully he was busy because it would have been MSL sitting around with no bullets to fire. Pinch play coming in from the CTs. Config gets Crystal in the window. Zen fights back, and he could book it. He's got to get to A. He's got bomb because the other player from North is Magisk. Was on catwalk watching for him to re-enter, and he's going to realize now that he is going to go away, and he's actually going to follow in his footsteps, so there's no chance to fake.
The fact he goes through kitchen as well, Config had the kit, so he can pick that up. It has to go this way, really, to give him a real chance in this clutch situation. Could have gone towards the connector, but goes for the vent. Bomb down, and Zen heads towards the A ramp. Decent position to be in, has vision of the bomb, of course. Now it's up to Majors to sniff him out and try and work out where his position may be. Go for a fake defuse here, and actually full defuse. I like this a lot. This is a big play. But Zen, not having any of it, has the range of the USP, the confidence as well to go for the shot. 3 kills in total. Good recovery from Penta. That 2-on-2 down to the 1v1. Made us full defuse as well. I actually like that a lot. I thought that was going to work for him. But Zen nails that one tap, and it's going to be the pistol going in favor of Penta here. So
confidence, by the way, you mentioned that. Confidence is going to be key considering the comeback they had against SK. I think they'll ride high off of that. Despite losing so dearly, you mentioned it, coming back that far and then losing often sucks, to be completely honest. I think in that game it's actually confidence inspiring in that they came back against SK, #1 rated right now.
That seems to be the key thing with this team as well. They always have horrible starts. We saw it in the major qualifier and the minors as well, but they always came back from it. They always had amazing kind of composition, but still, we're going to have a fast play towards B. Not usually a fan of this, but it's actually working out quite nicely. Sunny and HS opening up things towards the B side. Sunny towards short there was a difference maker. They didn't have all 5 players going for the apartment, so he had some set smokes to get himself in a decent position. MSL taken down there as well. That should be round concluded. Didn't catch whether they fully invested. They didn't, so North did not get armor. So this won't be a full investment in that sense. They want to be aiming for that first gun round and having the AWPs and the utility diffuse kits to work with, etc. But there it is. This should be the full eco. Nice B rush from Penta. The reason I say I don't really like those ones, for anyone who hasn't really listened to our cast recently, when you're going against those force fires and the CTs, you could run into a full stack. You're better off just dissecting the map, playing it like a default, using your grenades, and getting map control, then going into the execution, taking kill by kill and overwhelming the CTs with the pistols. But B-Rush can work, but it's always so frustrating if it does not. PT50s now for Magisk and AZ. A stack, pretty much all you can do here. HS will be looking for a couple of frags here with his UMP, maybe a bit more, as he gets towards the A ramp.
MSL and Magisk, the ones to play on the balcony and below. Molotov thrown in accurately. That baits Magisk out. Tries to catch them before the gun's redrawn, but Crystal finds 2 kills. Up on top of the Cinder, they think that MSL must not be down there because the Molotov should have moved him. It did, but better angle. He finds a 1 kill. That's all they get. Yeah. Now we get the guns for North.
And Crystal as well, of course, the AWPer. He gets 4 kills with SMG. That sets him up on a really nice bankroll going into this series, and he won't be upgrading here. This is the bonus round, and then some. T-side, when you know you've actually got their CTs on the ropes, and that's why North probably didn't invest fully into that second round, as now they've got head armor. Those SMGs won't be a massive problem. They've got the AWP as well. This is testament as to why in best of 1 series, I think that's the best approach. Get some deagle, sure. Don't fully invest in the armor, because that could lose you the game early on.
Watch Cajun B, AWP. He's going to go up to the catwalk smoke and try and catch them off early. Dodges the first flash. Needs to be careful of how much he's scoping, because they'll have heard it, but not quite. Innocent around the corner. Taken down immediately, and Cajun backs off. Good start. Good aggression from Cajun.
Yeah, it's calculated aggression as well. He knows the AWP's probably not going to be out there. And going into a 5-on-4 situation. A set piece from what I can see so far. May have faked towards B. The bomb's waiting in towards Palace as well, and Cajun B's taking the bait. He's rotating over as the bomb comes out as well. Sunny to strike first. We know how good he is at aiming.
So double cat, arch, smoke on B, but like you say, it's a fake to get HS in toward A. It gives the B players no information. Zen's still waiting to lurk, but he's covered off by a smoke himself, so that means they've got to do more work in mid with Crystal, only getting 1 kill on the rotations. They've still got a job to do. Bomb planted, open side of the box. That lets Config walk in and find it. Problem is for Sunny as he's in the middle. Good shot to get Config. Zen has to strike. Sunny's backed off to try and create space. He can still make it back over toward B. If Zen can hold the angle, takes down AZ. Doesn't have to do anything more except cut rotations and let Sunny get there in time. So, in fact, he's going to go all the way into the site to do that, which is the better option.
Yeah, I like this from Sunny. The fact he had 10 HP as well, manages to negate his way out of the bomb site. Zen now, I thought he'd go more aggressive this one, maybe get towards the kitchen and give his teammate a real chance of crossing over to the side. Now it'll be a little bit sketchy. If you can get the bomb down there, they've got a serious chance at winning this round. It does get planted. Here we go. City flanking in from short and one towards kitchen.
Good shot of MSL sneaking in from Cat. Zen's in corner. Depends on the timing. He could make this work. Oh, the problem is he's going to have his back exposed, but he gets through the window. Thankfully for him, MSL's not in a position to trade immediately, and the low HP. Zen's going to clutch for the second time in 4 rounds.
That's not bad.
5 rounds, excuse me.
Yeah, that's great. Sunny and Zen, that finish combo, winning a big round there for their team. 4-0 over Penta. We knew they were good on Mirage, but that was a bit of a brawl overall. The fact is, we're managing to bring it down to that tight situation. Good rotations, great teamwork, and we'll see whether they can convert this further, because we go to round number 5. It has to be another eco for North, as they'll have Deagles, P250s, and Config with the body armor.
I threw myself off because it says round 5, but it was round 4 that finished. You looked at me and why I was mad. I was mad at myself for not being able to count.
Right.
That's fine. I blame my mom. She never taught me.
It was an emergency.
No, it wasn't an emergency. Just give myself the old lecture. Good shot, Zen, to start it off as well. Pistols again, obviously, for North. So this is perfect start, Penta, and you're right. This is not a common trend for them.
Yeah, they always had those horrible starts, and they're having to dig deep with someone like Sunny getting a 1v3, and that reignites the team, and they seem to get back into series like yesterday. 10-0 down against SK Gaming, I think to 16-13 in a game they should have won, which is crazy to think. You're 10-0 down versus SK, and you still can win the game. Anyway, Cajun B opening things up with the P250 from Shadow, gets 1, might get a second as well, but Crystal denies that. Good Molotov usage here as well, the smoke's blocking the vision of the CTs. Bomb should be planted here, but Config trying to shut this down. Oh, Crystal, probably should have died there. We'll fight another day, and Zen helps him out, find yet another frag. He's having a great game so far. 9-0 for the young Finn.
8-2 for Crystal as well. They're both up and beyond and above. It's Innocent that gets MSL down. Believe it or not, that's his first kill, so it's all Zen and Crystal. Just backs off. Deagle still in hand. He can try and potentially find a gun, get an exit kill. But really, not much to work with, and Innocent already watching window where he heads, so 5-0 Penta to start. And looks comfortable. Pistol was a 1v1. The rest of it's looked pretty convincing.
Well, another gun round here. I would say the double AWP setup likely. Config considering it. He is the secondary AWPer for the team, and they're not taking a pause just yet. I'd say this would be a nice time just to bring Rugger in and work out what's the game plan here. We've tried the aggression, Cajun B up towards middle, fighting, getting that first pick as well. That round still slipped away. We're going to round number 6 here. Secondary AWP does not come out, so decent buy for North. Maximum loss bonus, of course, $3,400 per player after the previous eco as well. Cajun B this time heading towards the B bomb site, trying to get that first pick, not pushing up middle. Still going aggressive though, but could find awkward timing, seeing as Zen's already got past. Won't be aware of that, but still seems to be considering that a possibility.
Cajun should get one here. With Zen pushed up that far. HS considering crossing back over to watch the underpass position. It's a very good angle. Utility is what will save them. Oh, and he's going to flash off instead. The angle of that, they should know he's well inside of the doorway. Battle of patience. We know that patience often prevails when you're not on the AWP. We've seen timing go against AWP players countless. And numerous times when they unscope and then someone peeks, but he's going to sit for a little bit longer. This is where they walk in. He doesn't get one. He falls off, misses the shot. And that's going to allow them the floodgates to open, allow them to pour into the B site. Rotations are quick. Kitchen goes all the way back inside of Market, however. Magisk and AZ are going to hold the same position, so watch for the retake. Look at the amount of Molotovs thrown in by Penta. Good hold from MSL. Gets the first shot through the window. Cajun goes back for more. So much smoke and residue. And he can't quite catch anyone going toward the bench, so position held, bomb down, and Crystal with the AWP has the apartments to cover off And won't allow the retake flank. It's going to be catwalk. They try and approach from Config, getting the next kill. So all the kills so far. All 5 staying alive. Go for North. It's HS, the next to fall. Config gets the angle from Cat. Zen, only one to respond. And finally, North. Patience pays off. They get a retake.
Yeah, good work by Cajun there. Didn't overcommit, didn't take all the jewels, wait for his teammates to rotate in. There's a nice idea there from Penta. We haven't experimented with the idea of just walking to the B site, seeing what's there. And luckily for North, Cajun B, nice early call, flashing them off, delaying them as much as possible, falls back to the kitchen, and he doesn't do anything too risky. MSL finds that early frag as well, 5 on 4, biding their time, making sure players are coming from short as well. Pins to the site together. Frag by frag, only giving one away. Finally, Zen gets killed. He gets 1 kill there, the only player to frag on the Penta side in that round. But 10 and 1, still doing a very good job. And looking to reset North now. Penta, sure, 4 players survived for North, but they know if they win this round, North will be in disarray once again. Cajun B, nice dynamic play. Middle, B bomb side. This time he's at the A ramp. Trying to find opening frags here. Good work out for him as well. Not on the other side, though, to be fair. There is one player in towards Palace. That's Sunny. He does like to play these lurk roles and try and find frags as CTs are rotating.
Smoke down, Config won't be able to spot toward the top of middle innocent, and HS therefore take over the box position. Deeper catwalk smoke than we're normally used to seeing. Doesn't quite cover window for cross, but they take the chance. Now they smoke it. Easy's going to burrow his way in behind the smoke that's also inside of connector. Config up at the top of ladder, and AZ inside of connector, backing off it now, but that's the way they choose to cover mid this time. Very different from the aggression that we've seen on a few different rounds, particularly the first gun where Cajun got aggressive with the AWP, but slowly they're using all of their utility to clear out catwalk. Now, Config being inside the window, it's all well and good, but HS looks like he's going to jump in behind him. So who looks which way first? It's going to be A. The rest of the players are that direction.
Yeah, absolutely. HS does get in the window eventually. Misses the jump, though, unfortunately. That's going to make a lot of noise. Sound cues are plenty. Config's aware of it. Teammates are at A ramp with Sunny in the Palace as well. For that first shot, Crystal can't quite pull it off just yet.
Timing is everything now for HS. Good play, MSL. That's going to make it a lot harder, but it still works out because AZ gets pulled back up. He should have expected with the missed jump that HS was going to come in from connector. They wanted window to thwart the players at jungle, and somehow it still works out for HS. I'm surprised AZ doesn't hold station, especially with MSL already clearing off the space behind him. As soon as his back turns, HS gets the entry they need. It opens up space inside of the site, and Cajun retake with an AWP has to work with Magisk, who's coming in from jungle. Both players in A main for Penta. Good position to be as well. Look at the bomb plant wide open. Crystal doesn't hit the shot on Cajun. Gets the information that they are slowly working toward the defuse. Quick tap, that's a fake. Check with the shoulder peek. Strafe jump Crystal, movement mechanics, a little bit wide angle over, but just doesn't expect it. They're both on the defuse. Cajun has to get off it, and Zen again is going to clutch for Penta.
2 amazing performances in that round from Penta. HS, after missing the jump as well. That went horribly wrong for him. He's like, okay, guys, I've actually have to change my play here, going towards connector, but somehow finding 3 kills there, helping his teammates out. First on connector, then the steps, turning around to jungle as well. He's single-handedly opening up that A bomb site. And Zen, once again, another brilliant performance there in the clutch. Crystal gets the information, calls that they're not on the bomb at this point, and then misses that shot, but then Zen stepping up. Once he finds that first kill, Cajun B, I think he loses that round regardless. He went for another defuse there, came off it, but Zen beats him to the punch, takes the shot, and that's the full reset as well. I think North have just about a buy available, but not a great one. Here's the shots from HS there. This shot from the steps as well. That wall bang to find MSL in shadow.
Yeah.
Fantastic work by him. And this was the key frag here. Config, very talented player, could have caused a lot of damage there from the jungle position. Cajun B, as you can see, not happy about it. So now we have a pause, and I think they will take the eco. We knew that would be a reset, but they can buy into the next round. It's not devastating, so they don't have to force into this. We just get some head armor and a CZ, but just PG-50s and a couple of Deagles to work with here. This is looking very promising for Penta, I have to say. North for another disappointing game here, but it's still early days. The reason I say that is because North on the CT side, it's technically still a CT-sided map, so you'd feel like they should be at least aiming to win the half.
Absolutely. 153 ADR for Zen.
He's playing nuts right now.
Best game I've seen from him, ever. We talk about Sunny on this roster. We've talked about HS stepping up last round. He certainly did, but Zen has looked so good in late round situations. Clutches the pistol. Clutches the first gun round. Clutches the last one, round number 7. They lead 6-1. Yeah, 12-1 is his score. That's incredible. Only dying when they lost the round. 2 kills in all the ones they've won.
Yep.
Deagle for AZ. Won't find anyone toward top mid. Has to back off. Tag down to 32.
Just to note, when we commented on AZ's performances recently, he's on 0-6 right now. So like I said, early days, but doesn't seem to be the star player anymore, right? Like he was in previous lineups. That's been kind of the sentiment we've had from AZ since he's joined North. Anyway, round of 8, 40 seconds remaining.
Magisk
opening things up.
Magisk, perfect timing. He watched them go by. Oh, he's got to have the accuracy. That's a disaster. He could have easily picked up 2. He only gets 1 as Zen turns back. Whether it would have amounted to the round or not, it certainly would have made things awkward as Sunny jumps in to get Cajun B. Good denial of bomb from AZ. 22 seconds, though. Lots of time to find and solve exactly what he's up to inside of the site. So HS does so. 7-1. 7-1 for Penta.
7-1. North can still win the half. We'll see what they can bring to the table here. It's not going to be a double AWP setup. I would like to have seen that. Config is a very proficient AWPer. Couldn't really afford it, I guess. He had just over the amount to actually purchase the weapon itself, which is $4,750. He brings up the M4, goes to utility as well. Penta taking a time at this point. I guess just a chance to calm down themselves. They've got a great lead here. Talk about the tactics. They might be going for a set piece considering that Crystal does not have the AWP. They certainly could have purchased one. They've gone for 5 AKs instead. Crystal, a player, I said yesterday, I don't think he's a world-class AWPer, but he was going toe-to-toe with Fallen quite comfortably yesterday, looking very good indeed. So it's interesting that he can fall back to the rifle when required. And round number 9 here. These are the sort of rounds now. You've got such a huge lead. You can see they look comfortable, Penta. As we said, going into this tournament, a challenger, not really much to lose, want to prove themselves. 16-13 versus SK yesterday. Now, a great lead against North. I'm saying you probably go for an execute here, like something off the bat. Maybe a faster play towards B. We know they've got set pieces that involve short plays up towards the B bomb site. We'll see what happens. Round number 9. Cajun B's been very dynamic so far. Hasn't had much presence towards middle, but this is where he goes. Round number 9, towards that window. Smoked out, of course. This could be a fast A split from Penta. You can see 2 players at the A ramp, 3 in middle as well. Those are fast smokes I described, but Config looking to battle.
Config, good angle actually. Oh, the flashbang though is perfect to allow them to slip by undetected. Cajun meanwhile fights in the site now. Config gets his chance. Strikes before they get any further up connector. That's all due to the fact that Cajun was able to hold the front lines of A. And North looked much better in the previous than any of the others. So that goes 2 rounds for them, and they keep 4 alive in doing so.
Yeah.
They'll have to drop one over for AZ.
Yeah, absolutely love what Cajun's doing. That's the sign of a really good AWPer. Someone who can change their position every single round and look comfortable. Middle, B, top and middle, and A ramp, and he rotates back towards that A side from the window. Finds that opening kill on HS as well. He's been a bit of a menace for them. Finds Crystal, and then his teammates can spray the rest down. Good job from North there. Need to start stringing rounds together though. Money's starting to stabilize considering they kept 4 players alive in that previous round, but need to convert multiple victories here. And Cajun B once again finds Sunny in the Palace. That's where he normally dwells, but 5 and 4. Commitment comes in. All 4 players at the A round.
Sandwich for HS. Smoke above it. He'll flash over it quickly. Zen's caught by it. Fancy pushing the smokes as a result. Instead, turns back to get the bomb plant after he makes sure he's 100% clear. AZ does get him back through the smoke, but his job done. Bomb planted, fast flank for Config, and they line up perfectly. He's able to find 2. It's all on Crystal, tight position. No chance to get out from Sandwich because he literally was sandwiched by 4 players of North.
It's very good from North. Now they're coming to life at this point as well. Players like Config starting to arrive as well. Good discipline with that AK-47. The double spray down as well. Penta are throwing everything they've got in the strategy book right now. The fast A splits, the contact A plays, the fast Bs, and they're trying to keep the pace of the game in their favor. But now North is starting to wake up. Cajun B's hitting the key shots towards the Palace in that round as well, making sure he's in the right position every single time. This is a great shot by him. Might look quite easy, but that timing, being in the right position there, that's very impressive. And then Config with the double spray down with the AK-47. Great work there. And we go into round number 11. It's not going to be a forced buy from Penta. Yes, they have the AK-47. They're keeping money reasonably strong. They have our 2K per player after this investment. And where are we going this time? So towards the B apartments. Got players towards top and middle, but Config, he wants to try and find his first frag once again. He's had enough of this nonsense. He wants to find frags.
Getting a lot of information based on noise. He should know as well they're going into B. Chooses not to shoot, and actually, even better, he's going to choose to wait. If they go back toward him, he was perfectly positioned, but he thinks they're going over to B and wants to get in a better spot, which could catch off Sunny walking back out from the underpass, pistol only in hand. You'd expect Config to just drop down and take the fight, type of player that he is. Let's not forget in the qualifier for the last major what he did in overtime.
Sure. Well, a final B play coming in here from Penta. Smokes down towards the arch, presumably. And Magis, I say he gets a few frags. We haven't seen much from him in this game so far. Might not see much more. That's actually pretty decent overall. 80 backing him up. Quite a simple procedure overall. Not the cleanest of frags, but they all count, Matthew. The bomb's down, that should be round concluded. So Magis, like I said, not really living up to expectations at the moment. Known to be a bit of a boy wonder and managing to have that crisp aim and the aggression that Config brings to the table as well. Looking a little bit stifled there. Still gets the frags required just about. A little bit of help from AZ as well, but it's looking much better now for North, getting 3 rounds in a row. 7 plays 4. As we go into round number 12 here, Cage will be back on the AWP. I'll be interested to see where he begins at the start of this round. And money not amazing for Penta still. After that little investment in the previous. They do get 3 AKs here, but Zen down to a Deagle. Same story for Crystal as well on the Tech 9. And Config, aggressive once again, of course, pushing top and middle. And Cage and B at the A ramp. I like this a lot, but Sunny might find him. Yeah.
You love it, but you hate it when Sunny has an angle like that, unfortunately. Sunny's going to take the AWP and try and take over. What he doesn't realize is that Config's a little bit closer than where he expected, so he looked jungle. There on the stairs, he still doesn't realize it. Config gets a clean shot, but it's a clean B site, more importantly. Rotations and retake. R&R for North because it's Penta already inside planting. Innocent does so. No one getting aggressive toward Catwalk. Play bench instead. Zen's been spotted as he tries to take a Deagle shot back out toward them. Changes his angle as he wants to get the Molotov out. He won't. There will be no utility deployed to slow down the CTs on the re-entrance. HS, though, will get a headshot cleanly. Swings out, finds AZ. Innocent can bait off of him. Doesn't even need to. The young Estonian. All 3 kills to close the round for Penta.
Oh, his first major. He's impressing me every single game I watch him play. HS, very good job. Started off very slowly against SK, remember yesterday. What, 0-10?
Well, I was going to say, did you see the stat? Rops and HS, both of their first kills in the major were team kills.
That's true. I remember that. Yeah, that's the thing, though. HS did this in the qualifier as well. He had that game against SK. He said 0-10 before. Okay, maybe a bit of his depth. Can't perform on this sort of platform. But then, as the game went on, he turned to be one of their best fraggers at the end of the SK game. Now he's delivering, looking very, very good indeed. But that's a great round. Just 3 AKs there and pistols. 8-4. Penta do win the half, but still a few rounds to go. North with the double offset of this time. Config has been aggressive almost every single round, continuing that trend this time as he's on the corner of short, trying to find the first pick. Might just find it. There it is. Takes down HS. As we go into an advantage for North. Pistol still for Crystal. His money's still not stable, but at this point, another contact play towards A, and Cage will be missing that first shot.
Gets them a little closer to Tetris, but it won't get them inside of the site just yet. Cajun with no smoke deployed in front of him. Oh, and he's going to have a huge gap. AWP with a gap like that. Flashes were needed. They do push him back into the corner. Molotovs will clear the top of the stairs. So even with the lack of utility, they find some space, but the gap does haunt them in the end because AZ fires through it. Watch the plant. I think it's already, been canceled. Taken down. Sunny, the last alive, has to spray back towards CT to get Magis, the man who denied the plant, but AZ swings out after to get an immediate trade. 8-5. We've got a contest, but Penta's already won the half at the very least.
Yeah. All these Penta players are looking scary in these 1vx situations. In terms of fragging potential right now, Penta look head and shoulders above North. They're looking quite stagnant. I guess Config, the only one that's really impressed me right now. I like the assertiveness from Cajun B at the start, but he only got 7 kills. Config is really carrying them through this one. He's got 15 kills right now. He's top fragging on the server. You wouldn't really believe it considering what's happening so far, but still, Config, he's back on that orb once again. Opening things up left, right, and center. He heads towards B this time. Another eco for Penta. So I would say this half probably ends up 8-7 in favour of Penta, but North have recalibrated slightly and looking a little bit stronger, just basically down to Config and his aggressive fragging. And AK-47 went now with the AWP as well. Number 14, no nades, just some pistols and Sunny on body armor. It's very unlikely to get a bomb plant down here. If they had some smokes to work with, I'd be believing in that sense, but for now, just try and get a few refrags. That'd be about as good as it gets, I think.
Peek on the M4. Spots the player's high mid, but won't go back for it. Doesn't need to overface on the pistols for that reason. Dinked up. When he does go back out, gets Crystal onto 3, but Sunny now hits Magisk. This is far from easy with the guns for North. Easy didn't necessarily need to reface. Right, poor smoke inside a connector as well, and they go for the window boost. AZ is ready for it, but again, can't really afford much of the duel. He has to be perfect with his shots, and they're going to get inside while he's looking away, which means they're going to have their accuracy set. He won't have a chance to catch them off sneaking through the window. No one inside ladder either as they cover off from B. Good shot, AZ. So he won't have ladder pinch play with him. He needs MSL, therefore, inside the site to turn his attention. Cajun gets innocent, and AZ does recover after taking the early damage to close out with 3 in the round.
Yeah, well held in the end. Got a little bit uncomfortable after losing that first frag, but the Deagles can be a little bit tricky on Mirage. Long-range pistol, of course, nail that headshot and can be very difficult to handle, but we go into the final round of the first half here. Still on that double AWP setup. Crystal, though, hasn't had the AWP in a very long time. He's been down to pistols time and time again. Need a bit more frugal with his cash, I believe, but Sunny, like I said, that Beagle can be dangerous in the right hands, and Sunny very capable indeed. 4 AK-47s at Galil as well. Limited in terms of utility. HS was just flashbang. I think that's all he took into this round, and Cajun be to find the first frag once again. Was that a missed smoke? I normally are smoking the window area. I'll just check that out. I don't think it was. They just went clean in with the flashbang and didn't really work out for them at all. 5-on-4 once again. Looking likely to be 8-7 here.
So Crystals throws smoke toward mid from the courtyard. That covers off. Actually, I take it back. He threw the bounce smoke, which lands on the catwalk at the arch, but they don't cover off the van. That's where Cajun, Magisk rather, and Cajun are entering back in to watch the same position. Crossfire set. Good shot from Crystal to find Config. Just a sliver toward the window, but he's alone. 1 versus 3. He's got some room to work with, but he'll commit to the sights. And I thought maybe we'd get a quick headshot. Won't do. 8-7. They split the half, but North was in comeback mode from the very early stages.
Yeah, absolutely. They were 7-1 down at one stage as well, so it's a good recovery for sure. In the last 7 rounds, they picked up 6, so North looking much better there. We have to say Penta sent out a firm message at the very beginning of that game, winning the pistol, sure. And we normally describe Penta, a team that they're scrappers. They normally have rough starts into maps and they come back into it, like we saw against SK yesterday. But this was much better and dropped off towards the end. They were relying very heavily, it seemed, on tactics called at the very start of rounds. They kind of didn't want to go for default at the start and work picks. Just going, right, we're going for this fast A split. We're going for a set piece here. We're doing the B execution. We're doing the B rush, which is fine. A lot of teams can fall back onto that, especially the tier 2 teams. But it seems like North adjusted, especially Config, and just started finding first picks time and time again. We'll get into the North pistol round now. 3 smokes. This would be quite a technical one. They used to just do 2 and focus on CT spawn. I'll be interested to see where that third smoke goes. Maybe it goes towards CT spawn. Normally just steps and jungle.
Decent find from Config. Explosive play. Config having gotten that early kill. Gives him the man advantage despite Cajun's problems. He's bled out. So too is Crystal, though. He's on 4 HP. They're going to back off immediately as Config follows up. Bomb planted. All 3 players left. Going to rotate in from CT. Steps and into the grave, stepping over their mark because immediately Config finds not only 1 more, but 2 more. Gives him 4 in the round. And we tie up the game, and North has control early.
Yeah, like I said, most teams buy 2 smokes in that round. You smoke towards jungle, the steps. You focus on CT spawn. They smoked off CT as well, just to give them a bit more fragging potential. Focus on the bomb site. Any CT players waiting inside, right? And then Config hitting every single shot. That's obviously going to work out quite nicely for them. He gets 4 kills in total once he finds that USP. Playing like an absolute beast right now. Getting into that second round. And same mentality from Penta as North had in the first half as well. No force buy in the CT half. Keeping 3 players and just upgraded pistols. Crystal with a Zeus. Apparently that's making a rare appearance here at the Major. We get into round number 17 here. 1 AK-47, 3 UMPs, and Magisk with the MP7. This could be holding in the default for now. Player holding underpass. 1 a day ramp and 3 towards mid. This is how I like defaults to be played. We saw Penta go for that rush B. I always get so scared when I see those come in, but this is how you should be doing it. Hold up, wait for CT aggression, work out as a stack, use your utility to flash any CTs out that might be towards connector, for example. When you find that first pick, get that intel and that advantage. That's when you get into a 5-man formation and get towards the site itself.
Innocent and Sunny forced out of position by a single smoke. Sunny's elected to rotate back over to A off of that. Innocent will stay and wait for it to dissolve, but that, in the time by which it is down, allows North to slip onto the B site. Zen, the only one in there, 5-7. Can be lethal, but not if Magisk jumps around the corner as Setch. Innocent gets 1 back. Bomb due any second to go down. Decent damage done, so they can Get some economic damage at the very least onto North, but round is looking unlikely.
Indeed. Innocent, Sunny and HS now on the retake. No kits. A couple of Deagles to work with here, but they're all low HP. They'll be trying to slink through the smoke. Any kill they get will be worth something. Can't really save the armor, but we'll see what they can do here. I just decided to fall back and save the upgraded pistols.